Hello, gentle viewers. This is Indian, welcoming you to a new episode of Out of the Park Baseball 18. As your favorite and mine, the Atlanta Braves. So, we had an interesting offseason in which we made a couple of key signings. So let's take a look at our roster, and let's first gaze upon the glory that is Juan Vargas. An amazing shortstop with really good power and good contact. We have been searching for a player of this caliber for a very long time, and a two-time MVP is the kind of player you'd like to add. Best of all, he took a pay cut in his initial couple seasons, and he'll only really start biting us in the butt around 2039 when he'll be 33. And even if he loses a little bit of talent between now and then, it won't be a lot. And then we can buy out of the contract before he gets really bad. So this is the good news. We also picked up a couple of other people. We traded Kevin Harris, and we signed Juan Contreras for a season to fill in. One season or two, just one. He brought us with some power, some decent defense at third base, and he's a switch hitter. And he was an all-star for you, a few seasons ago. A decent one-year stopgap. A little expensive for a stopgap, but a decent one. And finally, we made one other key free agent signing, Ron Barons. Because Randy Fitch lost all of his stamina, and we needed a pitcher I could rely upon to just give us innings. And there's little to suggest he can't fill that simple role. Oh, he does have injury problems, so he may not work out. We also acquired Chad Etters in a trade with Miami, and I think that's who I got for Harris. No, that's when I traded Juan Romero. I actually already did that trade. Who did I get for Harris? I got someone for Harris. Let's look at the transactions log. February, free agents. No, we need to look in the trade log. I'm sorry, I can't remember who I traded, what I got for Harris. Strength overview. Interesting. Team needs. Okay. I got distracted again. I'm sorry. It would probably be simpler just to find Harris. Here you go. I picked up Sanford for him. And Ben Sanford will be in the lineup somewhere, maybe. This is just getting rid of Harris and acquiring someone who will at least be a little bit useful to us. And we've got a team option, and best of all, the Indians are eating his salary. So if we actually want to look at how much it'll cost us, Sanford is $485,000. And then we can just void the team option. We don't have to worry about him. So we're going to have some interest. Oh, we also signed Pedro Gonzalez to play catcher for us. What does O'Dane want for an extension? A 2-year, $12 million deal. We're going to wait on both O'Dane and Anderson, especially Anderson. Because Anderson is someone I can offer the $15 million to and then go from there. We've got a big payroll this season, but hopefully it'll pay off. I hope. So, let's build our roster, shall we? I would like to buy, if I can, your last couple seasons as a... Yeah, there we go. A nice extension. I don't have to worry about him every season for arbitration. And Morris's skill set should be one where he ages relatively gracefully. Until he starts losing contact, he'll still hit very well. And he's a pretty decent second baseman to boot. I mean, he's not like Gold Glove caliber, but he's decent. And you don't need an amazing second baseman. You just need a good one. Right. So first we need to make our decisions on who stays with the roster. Will his control get better? Maybe. Brame might be someone that makes the roster in the end. We'll see. The thing is, Carlin is better than Brame is right now. But his projectability comes from mastering his secondary pitches, which he can get pretty much anywhere. Okay, right off the bat, Mingia, no. Edders, no. So it's Anderson, Barons, Brame, Carlin, DeVille, Muchler, and Olivas. Let's send down Carlin, who still has a little bit more to gain. Leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 starters. And that's fine. That's fine. As for relievers, no Pat Shane. I'm just going to go ahead and waive you and get rid of you. Because if you don't have a minimum level of control, you're not going to be that useful. He had a decent season with his control last year. Maybe Padilla is worth keeping. How many pitchers does this leave us with? 14. We need to get rid of 2. And they'd both be relievers. I will take the... Padilla is obviously the odd man out. We'll designate him for assignment. I need to get rid of 1 more. And this one I can send down. Does your control have a chance to get better? It does. And you had a rough time in Atlanta last season. Let's actually go ahead and send you down to AAA to gain some experience this year. So our pitching staff is done. That gives us 12 pitchers. Orozco is gone. He no longer serves a purpose. Fonseca will be a fine backup catcher, and Gonzalez will be the number 1. Now, Casanova has to stay on the roster this season. I think we need to give him a full and proper shot. Cokes will send down. Wardell will send down. Goff will send down. Need to get rid of 2 people, and they both need to be outfielders. Pineda's all he'll ever be. And that's not useless. He'd be a little bit better as an outfielder, actually. You should be a much better hitter than you appear to be. And I have to give you a chance to earn that. I don't think I can send Sanford to AAA. Yeah, he was just going to say no. What about Kassan? Nope. I guess he got to send down Webb and Pineda. Because they're the only 2 we can send down. Webb, Pineda. Let's make you our starting right fielder for now, Sanford. You can play right field too, though, can't you? I'll be glad when you're gone. You no longer serve a real purpose. I think this is fair. And And Karios will take left. Nava will play center. Cassano and will ride the Pine. Do you have a split? It's a minor one. I can platoon you with Karios, and then maybe have you play... What does Sanford have? Sanford can't face left-handed pitching. What about Kassan? Kassan has an even split, so he's not really useful as a platoon guy. We'll figure out what to do with them here in just a little bit. Right. Let's do pitching first, because it's easy. Anderson, number 1. That's the easy part. Number 2 should probably either be Muchler or Olivas. Let's say Muchler, Olivas, Barons, and Brame. That's a good rotation, I think. Let's make Gunnar the closer again. Let's maybe make him just a standard 8th or later. I think maybe making him pitch... How many innings did he pitch last season? No, he pitched he's pitched a lot of innings 3 seasons in a row. So we can make him 8th plus. Right. Pitcher ratings. Relievers. Silva probably deserves to be a setup guy. We're going to make DeVille a setup guy. Fitch will be a middle reliever who also fills in as a lefty specialist. Bethay will do the same. Middle relief, lefty specialist. We'll make Dixon a middle reliever. And we'll make Newman a long reliever, emergency starting pitcher. I think that's fair. I'm going to like seeing what Fitch and Dixon can do as relievers, particularly Fitch. I'm probably not going to re-sign him no matter what, though. We'll see what happens. He's starting to actually build a little bit of his stamina back. He gained a little bit. So if he totally regains his stamina, he might go back to the rotation. But let's let him build that back up slowly. So pitching staff is done. Time for the lineups. And as we did last time, we'll go ahead and we will build the depth chart first and then build a lineup. Now here's the thing. Fonseca isn't hugely different from Gonzalez in terms of skill set. The difference being Gonzalez is a much better catcher. So we'll go ahead and we'll put Gonzalez here and we'll put Fonseca here. And let's mandatorily give you a break every week. Parada, without question, is going to be our starting first baseman. Casanova is the backup. Morris will be second base. Queen will back up there. Contreras will play third. Queen will back up there. Vargas is shortstop. You guessed it, Queen will back up there. Karios will play left. Nava will play center. And then you've got a platoon split, but it's not a massive one. I'm actually going to put you in at right field. And then Sanford, let's get him a start every week. Kassan, see, he is a really good outfielder. So Kassan can play like this. Our number one, I don't think he has a split at all, does he? A very minor one. Our good friend Casanova will be our number one pinch hitter. Followed by Sanford. Followed by Queen. No speed, little speed. Yeah, Kassan and Queen will be our pinch runners. Oops. Yeah, it'll be Queen and Kassan, it's fine. Now let's copy this depth chart over here. Except here, Casanova is going to be our designated hitter. And Queen can fill in at first base if we need that. Sanford's a pretty good outfielder, right? He is. Sanford is also going to be the defensive backup in right field, since our free A isn't very good. Okay. Against lefties now. Let's paste this depth chart, but we're going to make some changes. Okay. Wait, did Parada lose some of his ability to hit for contact? He did. This makes you a tiny bit less useful. We're going to try an experiment, because I want to see what Casanova can do. We're actually going to start Casanova with his raw power against left-handed pitching, with Parada as our number one pinch hitter. You're going to play left. And then I need someone else to fill in right field. We'll say Kassan can play in right field against lefties. And then Sanford can back us up here. Carrios isn't very fast. This is fine. And then we'll copy this depth chart. We'll paste it here. The difference being that Parada will, of course, be playing first base here, and Casanova will be the designated hitter. So in 3 of the 4 lineups, Casanova is going to get some playing time, either as designated hitter or first base. And Parada gets it in 2 out of the 4. But he's already starting to age a little bit. So it's time to give our first overall draft pick at least a chance to shine. And then Omari Queen can be our number one pinch hitter here. I think this will work. I'm a little concerned about Kassan's ability to hit, but this won't be his job. Now we do the lineups overview. Our leadoff hitter in all lineups is going to be Pat Morris. I think this is the easiest decision to make. Our number 3 hitter in all 4 lineups is going to be Vargas. Now, where do we go from here? Let's look at batter ratings. Our 3 best contact hitters are Vargas, Morris, and Arfree. let's go ahead and promote him to the number 2 hitter. Well, no, Parada will be the number 2. Because even though our free hits for better contact, Parada's as good gap power, better raw power, and better eye, which makes him much more useful near the top of the lineup. Okay, so it'll be Morris, Parada, Vargas, Carrios, then our free, Nava, Contreras, Gonzalez. I really like Nava's potential, and he could get even better. He could hit 60 contact, which would make him the number 2 hitter in the future. Okay, so that's a good lineup against right-handed pitching. Nava will bat second against lefties. We'll do Vargas, then Casanova at cleanup. Or not Casanova, Contreras at cleanup. And we'll bat Casanova 6th here. Here, Carrios will always be the cleanup hitter, just because of his raw power. Although that's dipped a little bit, hasn't it? Wasn't it 75 last season? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's losing some of his power. Then Contreras will bat 5th. No, Arfree will bat 5th. Contreras 6th, then Nava, then Gonzalez. Then, yeah, like this. Okay. Against lefties, with a DH, Contreras will be cleanup. You'll be number 5. You'll be number 6, 7. Nava will bat 6th. Now, let's take a very quick look at something here. Let's compare Nava to Casanova. And Casanova's got power. But Nava doesn't strike out as much. Casanova could and should be better than Nava, but it's going to take a while to get there. Okay. I think that's a good lineup, don't you? I think I do. Now, our one weakness is getting to be the fact that we have an increasingly aging lineup, and Carrios may not be able to handle cleanup duties for too much longer. But we'll just have to see. He's got a lot more protection now. People are more likely to give him good stuff to hit because they don't want to face Vargas. So we'll see. We shall see, my friends. We shall see. And we shall see right now as we begin the league proper. I hope Vargas is what we were missing. I hope Vargas will carry us to a playoff spot. He wants you to play 500. We can look at the best farm systems. I've got a feeling we're not going to like it, though. Top prospects. Casanova's a number 4 batter. He's in the majors this season. Any other batters from Atlanta? Singer. Okay. He's starting what? In high A this season. Good. The problem is pitching. We have Brame. And that's about it. Oh, we're still the number 5 farm system. That's really interesting. A lot of it comes from Casanova. Now that he'll be graduated, will probably start falling very dramatically. All right. Before we do anything else, I'm going to take just the quickest look at Dave Warren. You're already rated as a 35. I'm going to try to push him a tiny bit aggressively because he could be replacing Contreras next season. I mean, with this eye, if he can start driving the ball a little bit better, he's going to be the perfect third baseman. And he's a 32nd round draft pick. It just goes to show you, players can come out of nowhere. His potential as a shortstop was a 20. I wonder if the problem was he was always just a bad fit as a shortstop. But I'm really excited to see Warren make the roster. Singer's going to be good, but he's not elite, and I don't want to rush him either. So we'll see how he does for the Florida Fire Frogs. I've got a fair amount of hope for Resendiz turning out quite nicely. I mean, he owned rookie ball his second time around, and he's still only 20. So he's another one that I'm going to promote aggressively. Polite, I don't know. I guess it could be polite. We'll give you some time to think. But for now, let the simming begin. Wow, lots of people like Gregorio Orozco. He's a good catcher, but he's not a very good hitter. Active career pitcher. Ooh. Oh, that's right. He doesn't play for me anymore. Oh, well. And someone claimed Ismael Padilla, too. Interesting. I'm not saying Padilla's not decent, but I'm saying a guy with 45 control is probably not the best possible reliever for you. I can afford to be a bit choosier. And, oh, wow. Well, he definitely turned out to not be a very helpful free agent pick, wasn't he? Who did I trade for Polite? Please no one good. Ernesto Castro. Who, of course, had a 600 slugging percentage last season. Oh, but you traded him to the Mets. I bet you're regretting that. He could have been a future Carrios. I probably should not have traded him when I did. But we needed that extra pitcher, and now he's gone forever and ever. Good news, Morris takes a fan extension. I'm a little concerned about his age. But he's a good contact hitter. And those tens of people tend to age pretty well. Wait, Pat, yeah, you can go to AAA. And you guys can clear waivers. We're off to a really slow start, but maybe that's good news. Maybe this is going to be an inversion of our last few seasons. We've been dominant. Where we've been dominant for the first few months of the season, and then we peter off toward the end. I would like to win at least one game. There we go. Yeah, delete all messages. Of Of course, Ben Webb hits 3 homers in the minors. Oh God, we're really bad. You're not a starting lineup. I'll put you on the frickin' trade block, and if someone wants you, they can have you. I ain't gonna listen to your bullshit. Man, 7-15. This is a really bad start to the season. Like, amazingly bad. I wouldn't mind extending Anderson. Okay, let's take a very quick look at the team. Karias isn't hitting. Parada isn't hitting. Moritz isn't hitting the way he normally does. Nava's hitting. Vargas isn't hitting for... No one's hitting for contact right now. And Cross isn't hitting for power either. I think we need to be patient. The pitching staff looks like crap except for Levos and Barons. Everyone looks bad at the moment, except Casanova, who's done quite well with his first 2 at-bats. Alright, let's just continue for now. That's all we can do. We have too little information to assume that this just has to be a cold start. 6-7 weeks for Kassan. That's not ideal. And it only really infects throwing. And you're a backup guy anyway. Okay, Latrell Audain is back. Excellent. Who goes down? Bram goes down. Bram can play in AAA. Let's do this, and this, and this. And we're going to throw him right in the fire, and we'll see how he does. Sanford, injured for 5 weeks. Again, it's mostly about running. You're both backup outfielders. So forgive me if I don't bend over backwards to look after you. Nobody here that I'm really that interested in. Ooh, Luis Parada, he's starting to turn it around. That's very good news. A trade proposal. Does someone want Sanford? No. I'm not saying I won't trade Wardell, but he's a bad pitcher. So no. I could trade Wardell. It's unlikely he's going to break the roster now. Not for another 2 or 3 seasons. What could I get if I shopped him around? I could get a Sam Hofer-sized prospect, who's a very good all-around hitter with a high work ethic. I like the idea of him so far. I don't really need upgrades to the rotation right this second. It may just be Hofer. I may be wasting my time. I don't need a new first baseman. Wait, I just saw... Oh, you're a pitcher. OSA doesn't think he's quite this good, and it's mostly about his discipline. I'm going to take the risk because I don't have a use for Wardell right now. Let's do it. I hope we don't regret that. There's about a 50% chance that we will. Especially if Vargas gets hurt. Oh, come on, Nava. The one person that's hitting in this damn lineup is the one that gets hurt. I need to break my foot. I'm sorry. Can you play center? You cannot. You're pretty much strictly a corner outfielder. Let's promote Webb. This is going to screw us up really badly. Webb's going to play center for the time being. Because as much as I like Kassan's defense, he can't hit all that well. Let's keep going. Yeah, no one's hitting the way they normally hit. Casanova's crushing it. Like, I wouldn't bench Parada for him, I don't think. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna put together some frickin' winning streaks. How long are you hurt? A 2-day... You don't stop me for a 2-day frickin' strain. Yeah, if you can't throw, you can go to the disabled list. Let's bring Brain back up, but let's make him a long reliever emergency starter. Alright, I'm going to drop you to being regular middle relief. I'm actually going to make Fitch the setup guy for the 6th inning or later. Let's see how changing roles helps with that. I don't know what to do about Gunnar at this point. He's been really frustrating season after season. Control's supposed to be his strength. This has to fix itself. So how many freaking damn games are going to lose until it does fix itself? Okay, we're starting to get a little bit warmer. Not hot, but warmer. Juan Ramirez. Who is Juan Ramirez? I don't care. Let's send up to the first year draft. Come on, guys. Stop injuring yourselves. We need to find a new trainer at this point. I mean, this is getting silly. Player development. Casanova's power's gotten better. DeVille's stamina's gotten better, which is weird, but okay. His control's gotten better. He's gotten a little better in the outfield. Webb's getting worse. Hobbs is all of a sudden gotten quite a bit better. Singer's actually turning into a real center fielder, too. That's very good news. Steve Tracy, huh? Sim up to the draft, and then we'll have to have ourselves a think. Good, Nava's back. Who's going to be out for the longest potential period? 2 weeks, you can go on the DL. And then Nava will play in center again, because he's awesome. Nava will play center, and we'll have Webb play right. And then Nava plays center, and Webb plays right. So, let's take a very quick look at our team's offense. He's hitting out of his mind. He's hitting out of his mind. Karios' power starting to come back. Vargas has been a disappointment offensively. But Morris, he's still probably our best. I don't know what to do about Porata. How has his development been? Nope, he's starting to age. He's losing his batting eye. He's losing his power. You know what? You're just getting outplayed, my friend. Welcome to the main lineup, Casanova. This is your chance to take this ball and run with it. Have you developed better? Yes, your power's improved. This is your chance, buddy. We'll see how he does. Someone like Parada should be relatively easy to trade for a decent package. Yeah, Vargas is an issue. This is a guy who's never hit below 300 in the past 3 seasons, and he's hitting 249. Is a problem our hitting coach? He gets along well with Casanova. That's... The problem is our offense is being held back so badly. You know what? We're going to fire him. We're going to find a new hitting coach. Who are my contact hitters? Pat Morris. Andrew Jones is going to get along well with everyone. You know what? He's a former Brave. Let's make him the new hitting coach. Do it. Because, I mean, this is ridiculous that a guy like Vargas can't hit. Although he's playing really well at shortstop, so he's still making up plenty of value in that area. I'm really pleased with how he's been hitting this season. I mean, you're still going to get plenty of playing time, I think, Porata, because, yeah, you're still going to be playing first base against DHs, but pitching staff, is this starting to sort itself out? Gunner's ERA's fallen. DeVille and Bramer most disappointing there. O'Dane is in really bad shape. He stopped striking people out and he's walking lots of people. My rotation was brilliant last season. It is decidedly less brilliant this season. We'll give you guys a chance to really build yourselves up a bit. Let's go up to the draft. I don't care about Sanford. I don't care if his freaking butt falls off. You're shitting me. This fucking game sometimes. I'm sorry for my language, but this is... Hey, look, let's take the only hitter who's actually incredibly on fire and let's get his freaking finger broken. Someone hit him with a damn pitch, I bet. What happened? Oh no, Casanova's must have broken his finger a few days before this. Where's my schedule? Scores and schedule. Here we go. That son of a bitch. Someone hit him with a damn pitch and broke his... You can go to fricking hell, whoever hit him. That's not cool. 5 bloody weeks, and we got Andrew Jones as our contract. Okay. Shamar Cokes. He's really more of a second and short kind of guy. We'll move Parada back up to first base. And then I just need, like, just an extra bat. I don't even know who to call up. I genuinely don't. How's Warren enjoying high A? He's drawing the walks, but he's not hitting that well. He's drawing so many walks that he's actually pushing his OPS plus up. Let's go ahead and promote him to Double A. He's going to be in the majors sooner rather than later. I'm just not convinced it's going to happen just yet. We can have Cokes back up at second and short. Yeah, let's do that. Let's give him a shot. Okay. So Parada will play back here. Queen will play here. Cokes can pinch hit every now and again. And we'll get him to be an extra backup against in second and short. Now, what do we do with the DH? Who's the best hitter on the team who's not getting regular at-bats? Probably Fonseca. Here, we'll move Carrios to DH, Webb to left, and Nava to center. And then Queen can back up at center, and Sanford can back up in the corners. Let's give him a shot as a DH, maybe. I could always move Morris to first base if I needed to, just to give... We'll just give him a shot as the DH for a while and see how he hits. It's actually a much better second baseman than Morris, but we'll see what happens. That was terrible timing, losing Casanova the way we did, just after he started hitting again. Alright, now the problem is, because we were near 500, our pick is not going to be... Oh, we lost our first round pick because of signing Vargas. That's right. So I'll get one in the supplemental round for losing what's-his-face. All players, please. I'll take a pitcher if that's the best pick. We need to go best player available. We really like Brad Adams. He's had good competition. He's high greed. What about Jared Carter? I actually like Carter better. Carter still got good stamina, but he's got many more different pitches. I will happily pay the extra money to get someone like Carter. Do we want Steve Bork, who's a good third baseman in Little Else, or Clint Morrison, who's a good defender and Little Else? These are all kind of bad choices. Bork at least might eventually hit well enough to justify a third base slot. Kevin Werley, mediocre hitter, decent second baseman. There's some value in that. Mike Parkinson is durable. It seems like we're almost to the point where we don't like contact hitters. And I think I see why. Because contact hitters generally tend to be really young players. Let's look at batting potential and let's see if we can't track down a couple interesting... Holy shit. You're a tough guy to turn down. I'm going to take you as a risk and then maybe consider drafting you. And then try to sign you. And then a Chris Baker, good discipline, good contact. He'll figure it out. Okay, next pick. All pitchers. Let's focus on stuff with controls of secondary concern. Juan Ocho is actually a really good reliever. Right. And then we'll take Castaneda. Oh, sorry. If he's still around, we'll take Castaneda. There we go. All right. Any guys with just raw, unmitigated power late in the draft? Mike Hurtman. Done. He'll sort out the rest later on with this game, maybe. Maybe. Right. We're in round 10. I'll take Juan Cabrera too. And that's good enough for me. We can just trust our scout to take care of the rest of the draft. This is going to be an expensive draft, I think. Yeah, I will happily meet your demand. Yes, please accept the cheap offers, and then we'll see what it takes to sign the other guy. Because I really like a good contact hitter like this. And OSA thinks he might develop other tools too. Our scout isn't sure, but even a good contact hitter with... Even if this is the player he turns out to be, he's going to be an amazing hitter. And if OSA is right and he picks up power down the road, he's going to be that much better. I'll give him $6 million. And I don't care about the rest of you jerks. I hope Chestnut takes the offer. Good. This is all about betting against our, and we'll disable demotion and promotion. It's all about betting against our scout on him. And I think he's a very good risk. It's going to take him a while to build up his ability to play the outfield, but that's, or infield, but that's fine. Anderson's going to miss a start. That's fine. Carter and Parkinson both signed. Lovely. Bork signed. Worley signed. That's kind of a neat stat. Chris Kassan can come back. Let's give you a nice stint in rehab until another outfielder inevitably gets injured. Jared Singer is enjoying himself immensely in the Florida State League. I'm going to let him stay there the rest of the season because he's still only 21, but I might push him a little bit more aggressively. And we lost Barons for pretty much the rest of the season. Laysai. It's gotta be Carlin. There you go, buddy. Get it done. Another day-to-day injury. Not a single Braves player's anywhere in the voting. These fans are spoiled. That's their problem. Up to international free agent signing, please. There's the thing, we're right around 500. We're still competitive this season. And if we can kick it into gear, we might have our playoff spot. Oh, do we get a development report now, or do we get one in August? I think we get one in August, actually. Oh, right. I forgot to offer everyone extensions. Dave Roberts gets along well with everyone except 2 of our pitchers. I see no reason not to keep him as our bench coach. Extension. There we go. The other thing I need to look at, I might need to start messing with the strategy, but we can do that later. As for our team trainer, he's good with arms and preventing certain injuries. I think we can do better. I think we let Eric Clanton walk. We'll see what happens, though. Any interesting international free agents this season? See, this is the problem with our particular scout, is he's only going to look at people if he thinks they're relatively major league ready. And everyone hears a lot of wish casting. But I actually kind of accept this. Alright, let's wipe all this out and delete all messages. And we'll miss Fitch for a little bit. That's fine. The All-Star break is almost here. Okay, what do we do with Kassam? Thing is, he won't stay in AAA. I can put him back on the disabled list. Yeah, he actually strained his abdomen during his rehab, so I meant the system. Okay, we got Casanova back. And Parada hasn't gotten any better as a hitter. Back to AAA with you. Ah, damn it. I shouldn't have done it that way. My fault. Alright, Casanova. First we do backup, and then we shift you over. I don't remember you having any kind of extreme split. You don't like righties as much as lefties, but you should still hit pretty damn well against them. Plus, Prado wouldn't be the best platoon partner anyway. Oh, no, right. Actually, I like the idea of Karios being a DH. Maybe getting a break and playing in the outfield. And then we will go ahead and have you DH here. Perfect. Since your injury, you haven't had an update yet. You won't have yours until June. Give me a scouting report on him. Future regular. He's currently a 40 out of 80. Good power. There we go. It's not that I can't afford the extension for Anderson. It's that I think I'd rather have the draft pick. I genuinely think that might be smarter for us. Will you take... Now, you would take only a moderate raise, but the problem is you haven't been that good this season. And you're injured again. Of course you are. We'll see how long you're injured. Nope. Nope. You are not getting re-signed, my friend, and now I need to find another pitcher to call up. Let's make it Edders. Give me... Yes, under player search and short list. Let me compare Brame and Carlin. Not Carlin, Edders. Pitching ratings. Edders has control. And 3 pitches. You do have many more pitches, but you also have more trouble with control. Until you develop that control, Brame, I can't trust you in a starting rotation spot, so Edders will get the spot. Let's proceed. Ooh, a guy like Alan Schenk would have been nice. All-Star Game rosters. You can't tell me I have no one. Vargas. And that's it. Well, I guess I know where we stand. And Vargas is actually having a really not good season. What is it with this team and contact hitters? Why is it when they come here, they all just stop hitting? I mean, if you're hitting 300 like you did last season, you're having an amazing season. You're still drawing lots of walks. Come on, dude. This is the worst season you've had since 2029. I can't believe that you all of a sudden lost your ability to hit. This is some sort of horrible trick. Let's review the team so far. Morse has recovered. Nava's played quite well. We don't know much about Casanova yet because he hasn't really played the position. His power rate has dipped a little bit. But he's only had 100 at-bats. So we can't really say for sure what he's going to turn out to be. Parada's gotten worse. Fonseca's hitting really well. Contreras has been a huge disappointment. He won't even break 20 homers. Queen is fine. I don't expect a lot from Queen. Karios is getting really disconcerting at this point. All he has now is power. That's literally his only tool. And this makes him a very concerning guy to have as a cleanup hitter. But I don't think I have anyone better just yet. Let's do Woba, which actually tells us about hitters. Carr still has that isolated power. And Nava's hitting for quite a bit of power, which I didn't think he could do. I wouldn't expect this level of power every season, but hey, if he wants to hit 300 and play subpar center field, but I can live with that. Contreras is a disappointment. I overpaid for him, and despite all his platitudes, he's not very good. Pitching staff is about what I'd expect. A lot of turnover. I still can't figure out how Gunnar managed to get an ERA of 2 seasons in a row, and all of a sudden just giving up all the freaking hits. It's this walk rate. He's supposed to be a pretty good control pitcher. He's got to shave at least a walk off that for him to be a really effective closer. Might make Fitch the closer here sooner rather than later. Okay. Let's do a quick review of our minor league system before we end the episode. Warren is... Warren is such a weird player that I don't know how to judge him because he draws so many walks. He's an amazing walker that I don't know how quickly to promote him. How's he doing at third? Really, really well. Let's keep him in AA for now. I don't see a need to rush him. Where's Singer? Did Singer get hurt again? Where the hell did Singer go? I didn't promote him to AAA, no. Where is Singer? This is really weird. Oh, here he is. Strained abdominal. He's hitting pretty well in high A. Enough that I think he might deserve a promotion to AA, but we might leave him in A. You know what? Let's promote him now. I'll promote him to AA and then put him right back on the disabled list. Just so that when he comes off the disabled list, he'll be playing in AA. Resendiz is having his way with low A the way he did with the rookie leagues. High A it is. Man, this guy's been a dominant hitter at every level so far. I'm excited to see what he can do when he actually hits the majors. Polite. I'll promote you just sheerly out of your age. What was the name of that one guy I drafted toward the end of the... What was his name? I drafted him like the 6th or 7th round. It was Juan something. Ochoa. He's already 23. You promoted him where he deserves to be, high A. I'm fine with that. If he develops, he could be a really nice reliever. I like that. Did I start in 2029 or did I start in 2030? How did I find my record last time? It was a convoluted process. I remember that much. So I click here, it just takes me back here. I remember, you go through league history and you go to managers and you can see your record there. I got here in 2030, so this is my 5th season with the club. Yeah. So the first half season hasn't been very good. But we have a realistic sense that things should be better in the second half. Morris has been hitting about the way he normally does. Casanova's filled in nicely. The problem is Vargas. We're used to seeing Vargas hit 300 in the majors, and he's hitting 241. Now, if we look at his extended batting stats, he's only hitting 268. This is really weird for him. And I can only hope that the second half of the season, as he gets used to playing with Atlanta, we start seeing him start to crush the ball again. If he hits the way he should hit, if we even get 2030 out of him, that should be enough to start heating us up. Karios is a bad contact hitter. He's not 197 bad. Just for now, he's actually really turned around and turned into a very nice hitter for us. I'm very pleased with him. Contreras is a disappointment, and I expect Richard Gonzalez. We're going to bump Karios out of the cleanup spot. We're going to put Nava there. Yeah, we'll put you here, you here, you here. Nava's going to be our new cleanup hitter. Maybe permanently. You can play here. If we move Karios down the lineup, we will miss his raw power, but hopefully it'll mean that we get more runs scored. Might as well take advantage of it, right? And there we go. Perfect. Pitching changes, I don't see any real need to make any. I mean, Carlin is just here. And it's going to take some time to see what it is he can or can't do. We have a very, very old rotation. If we look at the default stats, our rotation is quite old. Quite old indeed. We really need an elite pitching prospect, and we haven't had one in a long time. What is Brame's problem? Brame thinks he should be starting. Maybe you should try pitching better then. Maybe you'll get a spot in the rotation again. You need to develop this control. I'm not putting a starter with 45 control in the rotation. It's just not happening. So we'll see how you improve in August, and maybe you'll get a rotation spot as a result. But we're a little bit old in the pitching staff. I would like to, before we leave the episode, you're not coming back. Silva's consistently been decent to good. And you don't want... Oh, I have arbitration with you? That can't be right, can it? No, you'll run out of... Yeah, you'll run out. Let's do 3 million, 3.5, 4. No. And he's pretty peeved. I'll just take what he asks for now. Gonzalez can walk. I will buy out your arbitration year now, because it's only going to go up. If I get a 2-year deal for $3 million out of you, I would take it. No. Okay, I can buy 2 years of his arbitration for $3 million. That's a good deal. Anyone else whose arbitration is good? Muchler. You've consistently provided me with not a lot of innings, but really high quality innings. He's got good work ethic. He's a fan favorite. And he's 28. What do you want in an extent? You want all the money. How about we do a 2-year deal for right this second? Would you take this deal? No. Oh, wow. That was considered a major insult. Let's do a 1-year deal for 4.6, which is his arbitration estimate. And I'm going to have to keep him through arbitration now. I'm sorry, but I'm not willing to pay a 28-year-old guy hitting arbitration for the first time so much money. Olivas, I could get you super cheap. And even if you don't work out, you'd be worth it. Can I get a 3-year deal? Perfect. Olivas has at least earned that much. He's been consistently... he's given me innings. I have no complaints with our good friend here, Olivas. And other offers I might want to make. I think that's good for now. So, that's it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please remember to like, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below. And we'll see what happens in the second half of the season. There's still some reason for optimism. Vargas is too good to hit 241 over the course of a season. This is the year he should be at or around his peak level, and it's really weird that he's dropped so much. So I'm willing to let him work out his own problems. And let's be honest, he's still better than average. He's just not otherworldly, and otherworldly is what we're paying him for. We're still very much in a playoff spot, though, just because of Vargas heating up makes the whole team better. Moving Nava up and Karios down should help a good bit. So we'll see what happens. But I'm cautiously optimistic that we'll, if not turn things entirely around, at least get better. But that has been it for this episode. And until next time, this has been Avindian, wishing you a good day.